When we feel deeply about someone, we frequently go to great lengths to prove it. We are let down when they take advantage of our generosity, though. Once they get what they want, they disappear like a bird in flight, even if they seem pleasant when they need something. In such cases, how can we reclaim command? Today, we explore 9 important features of men and women's interactions, taking our cues from the timeless Stoic philosophy. By refraining from these 9 behaviors, we can quickly see improvements in our relationships and gain self-confidence. So, settle in, have an open mind, and join me on this illuminating adventure if you are going through relationship troubles. To ensure you don't miss any of our future adventures, hit the subscribe button and enable notifications before we start. We will now begin. 1. You should not modify your life to suit other people. Just picture yourself attempting to put together a puzzle with pieces that, no matter what you do, won't fit. To strive to fit in with other people's expectations is to feel that way. Everywhere means nowhere. As Seneca put it, when you try to juggle too many things at once, you end up confused and disoriented. Do not attempt to blend in like a chameleon. Instead, shine brightly like a star in the sky. Love and accept yourself just the way you are. Refrain from allowing other people to decide your life's direction. You must now forge your own way and assume responsibility. Keep in mind that you are the author of your own life narrative and no one else's. So, be yourself and make a difference in the world by expressing yourself authentically. 2. Being overly fixated on one person can derail your life. Avoid becoming a helpless satellite whose only purpose in life is to meet the needs of other people. It is easy to lose sight of your own aspirations and unique qualities when you fixate on another person. You are so focused on meeting other people's expectations that you fail to set aside time and energy to pursue your own dreams and ambitions. Nowhere can a man find a quieter or more troubled retreat than in his own soul. Sage Marcus Aurelius famously stated, "Overindulgence in another person's life can throw you off kilter, make you feel invisible, and diminish your value. Escape their clutches and cease serving as a passive object for their world. Nobody else's life is your narrative. In your own adventure, you play the role of the protagonist. Hold it in mind at all times, and don't ever allow someone to diminish your radiance." 3. Keep your mind and soul healthy and happy at all costs. Putting the happiness of another person ahead of your own mental health is like letting someone else use your flashlight while you're lost in the dark. You give up power over your own happiness when you put other people's wants before your own and ignore your own health. You become stuck in a vicious cycle of pleasing other people at the expense of your own happiness. It's critical to distance yourself and take charge of your life again. You shouldn't risk or give up your mental health or happiness because they are priceless possessions. Instead of being a side character in someone else's story, take charge and be the hero of your own. Defend your inner serenity and happiness with resolute will. Build up your strength and refuse to allow anyone take away your joy. Your thoughts are uniquely yours, and you are the only one who can decide how your life turns out. 4. Keep in touch with friends and family rather than seeking out new ones. Just because you're deeply in love with someone else doesn't mean you should cut off all contact with your loved ones. To put it another way, it's like chopping down the supporting branches of a tree. Every member of your family and circle of friends is like a tree with a steady supply of support. If you begin to distance yourself from them, it's about more than just losing friends. Also, you're making the people who have always been there for you less strong. People are like dirt, Plato remarked at one point. Depending on their quality, they can either sustain you and aid in your personal development, or cause you to wither and perish. The path to misery is the one you choose when you cut off contact with those you care about in order to satisfy the approval of others. Make an effort to reignite those meaningful connections. Cultivate a network of people who can help you. An invaluable support system, consisting of loved ones who have been there for you through thick and thin, is hard to replace. Give a warm welcome to the loyal friends who have been there for you, rain or shine. 5. Keep your distance from them. Put some boundaries in place and stop wasting time tending to other people's insatiable needs. Imagine dropping your most prized possession into a black hole. Your life is passing you by the second for every second that you spent worrying about them too much. Rather than using time as a pawn in someone else's incessant demands, you should value it as your most valuable asset. It is not that our lives are brief, but rather that we squander a great deal of time, as Seneca astutely pointed out. Giving someone else complete control of your time means giving up the best parts of your life. Grab back your free time. It is entirely yours. No one else has any claim to it. Keep them from casting a shadow over your life. Achieve balance. Spend your time wisely, value it, and put it toward pursuits that excite you, help you develop, and ultimately satisfy you. Always keep in mind that you are the master of your own schedule. If you think someone would not appreciate its worth, don't throw it away. 6th, keep your past private, especially your difficult periods. Telling someone your whole story is like revealing every secret facet and difficulty you've faced. Everything about your past, particularly the bad parts, is very intimate. It's the story of your personal adventure that got you through the bad patches. This is not something you should share for other people to enjoy or judge. When you bring out all your hidden struggles from the past, it's like going back to square one. You could be harmed or taken advantage of at this moment. Retain your secrets close to your heart. They shouldn't be available to everyone. Keep the essential parts of your story hidden and only reveal what is absolutely necessary. You are strengthened and protected by this. Stay strong and don't let anyone else take advantage of you. Carefully consider who you trust with your deepest secrets. You are the only owner of your life narrative. No one else should take pleasure in it carelessly. 7. Agree, but don't be rushed into it. Your own happiness is betrayed when you consent to activities that you despise. It's the same as trading in your favorite pastimes for ones that you're completely uninterested in. The quality of your ideas determines the satisfaction you experience in life, as Marcus Aurelius wisely said. So, it's normal to feel dissatisfied and like you're losing your way when you're forced to do things that go against your actual desires. But I've had enough of being a people pleaser. Discover the power of saying no and reclaim control of your time and choices. Saying yes all the time is limiting you. Keep in mind that this is not the time in your life that you must put on a show to win over other people. Being genuine and unwavering in your beliefs is key, especially in trying times. Pay heed to your intuition. It takes bravery to walk away from something that doesn't feel right. You are the author of your own life tale, not just a character in another person's story. It's time to stop hiding and start living life on your own terms. You are the protagonist and hero of your own story. Don't let your fear of solitude control you. If you let your fears dictate your actions, particularly when it comes to being alone, you'll end up lost and confused. If you let your fears to dictate your decisions, you could end up in situations you never imagined. Being alone does not necessarily mean being lonely. Knowing oneself is the beginning of wisdom, said the famous Greek philosopher Aristotle. Embrace and celebrate your unique nature by delving into the depths of your being. Indulge in some quality time alone, enjoying your own company and learning to tap into your inner riches. You can't build genuine relationships until you first establish a strong bond with yourself. When you decide to spend your life with another person, it's not because you're desperately trying to escape being alone. Rather, it's because they enrich and complete you. Recognize your value and fight the urge to let fear control your actions. Follow the light of bravery as you go on a path of self-discovery. It will lead you to a future full of happiness and true relationships. 9. always remember to rejoice in even the smallest victories. It is easy to become swept up in the chaos of trying to satisfy other people and their expectations. But it's easy to lose sight of our personal successes amidst all this. But here's the thing. No matter how tiny it may appear, we should celebrate and acknowledge every progress we make. Put yourself in the shoes of a traveler who, as they go, draws nearer to their final goal with every stride. Consider all the checkpoints along the journey. In a way, they serve as markers of your perseverance and growth. Never put your faith in the approval of other people, as Epictetus astutely observed. Let us take a moment to celebrate all that we have accomplished. Let us remember with gratitude the sleepless nights, the perspiration, and the fears we overcame. No matter how big or small, every victory shows how strong and resilient we are. Allow them to remind us of the magnitude of our trip as we embrace and enjoy them. There is more to life than just getting from point A to point B. The key is to savor every unexpected turn, every triumph and defeat. Join me in raising a glass to our adventure, where we will revel in our successes and relish in each passing moment. Let us, as we near the end of our journey together, take a moment to appreciate the profound impact your decisions have on your life and the grace that comes from being authentic. Even if your choices go against what other people expect, you have the courage and insight to follow your heart. Wisdom, bravery, justice, and self-control are personal attributes that can help you weather life's storms. These characteristics are considerably more important than giving in to societal expectations. If one wants to live a life that truly matters, keep in mind that you have the power to forge your own way, treasure your individuality, and write your story according to your principles and convictions. Putting other people's needs before your own is never a good idea. Take charge of your life by acting in a way that is true to who you are. The Stoics held that the knowledge that we are masters of our own minds and acts is the wellspring of genuine freedom. You have the power to pick a different route when you feel forced to fit in, give away your time, or disclose more than you're comfortable with. No one else's rules should dictate your life. You are free to follow your heart and do what makes you happy on your own path. A change is necessary. Move immediately. Make up your mind and swear off these bad behaviors. Regardless of the challenges you face, you should always strive to become your best self. Please consider subscribing to our community for more in-depth, thought-provoking information, giving us a thumbs up if our discussion today struck a chord with you, and sharing your thoughts and opinions in the comments area. Together, let's foster this continuing dialogue, building a community that values introspection and individual development. Your participation in this quest for greater insight and fortitude is greatly appreciated. Until we cross paths again, be strong, live in the now, and think like a Stoic.